And I really didn't know how bad the environment was until I left. And I really realized how bad that was. Couldn't believe that I survived that in my conditions. So wherever you are, sometimes you got to separate from that environment to really, really get a sense of a new beginning. You know how you leave a room, you're in a room, the room is kind of stuffy or funky, and you don't really realize it until you leave, and then come back and say, it kind of stinks in here. It's the same mentality. Sometimes you got to leave. I didn't realize how bad it was until I left. Once I left that environment, the whole world opened up for me. Really, it did. It really set my tone where it got my mind right, and it really set my tone. What motivated me to do this work was when I got to college. And first thing I did when I stepped foot on the college environment, when I finally got the heck out of LA, was I joined the college fraternity. And these guys really welcomed me with open arms, and they started saying, first thing we're going to do is start doing volunteer work into these communities, the Hunters Point area, East Palo Alto, all the areas where they needed some help, East Oakland, whatever. And the first thing I started learning as a young man was some of these young people we were speaking to was going through the same things I had just left in LA. Remember, crack was unstarted me down there, but it eventually gravitated north. Violence may have been in one area, but eventually it gravitated to the north. Everything, all the issues I had left in LA was slowly but surely migrating up to the Bay Area. And you know what they always say, you can run, but you can't what? You can't hide. So I stopped running. I said, you know, I'm not going to stop running from this stuff. I'm going to deal with it. And the institutions are too big. All my whole life, I was dealing with this by just running from stuff. You know, I took karate one time, and somebody said, you know, karate is the oldest known defense. Ain't nothing older than karate. It's a natural defense. I said, then somebody said, well, it ain't older than running. People. So I took that to heart, started separating it. Then I started realizing no matter what, violence is it's a spirit. You cannot defeat this thing. So you can run, but wherever you go, there's going to be these issues. So I said, you know what? I'm going to take a stand, and I'm going to deal with those things in a smart way. So can we change the institutions? Can we change racism? Can we change these? Those are too big to fight. But what we can affect is each individual and how they can deal with violence, racism, and those things. So I started putting my fight into each individual that I met, every young person that I spoke to. You may be in a racist environment, a violent environment, but you know what? You can survive in that environment if you make the right moves and you deal with the right way. You don't have to run. You can survive that. I'm living proof of it. I wouldn't be standing here one day if it wasn't for me deciding not to go with peer pressure, and even grown men can have that. One of the biggest parties in LA they invited me to go to. And remember that fear kicked in, those questions. Where's the party? If it's in the wrong neighborhood, the first thing is an alarm goes off. It goes ding, right? No, that's a red flag. This party was in the area where one of the biggest gangs in the area was in that area. So that was a thing that went on. Where's the party after the football game? You want to go? No, I ain't going. Why? Because where's the party? The party's over there. Oh, well, I'm not going over there. It's that simple. You a punk, you scared, you all that. You can call me whatever you want to. What else you got? But you're going to call me still alive. I don't care. You call me what you want to. I ain't going to no party on 54th Street. I'm not having it. That's too close to, come on now. So they all went, right? And the next thing you know is, I go home and to this day, I remember it very vividly. I go home, I relax, and my mother's rolling the TV out of the area. I had one of them little TVs with the wheels on it. And it was black and white with a line in the middle of it. But the first thing with the news flash was something happened at a party, and we knew it. Somebody had gotten an event. It was a house party, which is another red flag. Really, a house party in this area in the middle of the 80s during L.A., all that. It was like a horror movie. Dr. Marshall would say sometimes you can hear, when you have a horror movie, you hear that music. You know when Jaws come or something bad about to happen, you hear that music. You hear it. And then one of the kids, when we did that, they said, you don't hear no music in real life? I said, you know what, if you listen, you will hear, because I heard that music. When they talk about this party, I heard that horror music. When I was walking down that street in that gauntlet, I heard that horror music. It was like, I heard it, and I reacted. So what happened was somebody invited the wrong person to the party. They turned them away, and somebody came and shot up the party. And to this day, it's called the 54th Street Massacre in L.A. You can look it up to this day. And I would have been right in the middle of it if I hadn't not been fearful, which is the protection, have I not gave in to peer pressure, and I wasn't afraid to separate myself from those knuckleheads that I was around. Those can be a lifesaver.